d'être parmi vous. Je m'appelle Stephane BOHBOT.
Good morning, everyone. I'm delighted to be here with you. My name's Stephane BOHBOT. I'm an incorrigible entrepreneur. I specialized in the distribution of smartphones and accessories. 25 years ago, I really enjoyed electronic music. And I was at a cafe outside on a terrace when I had the first idea from my first company. I wanted smartphones to be able to download ringtones. It may seem obvious now, but it didn't exist back then. I wanted to contact all the mobile phone companies around the world. I then sold this to a Japanese group some years later. Then I created another company to create personalized accessories for mobile phones. Everything went very quickly. I was listed on the stock exchange in 2006. And then I also sold another business for around 100 million euros. And then in 2011, I had the idea of creating INNOV8. It was a simple starting point. I thought a smartphone was going to become a universal kind of command unit. There were all kinds of connected services that would come to be used with smartphones. You are no doubt users of this connected world. You have cameras, you have electric scooters. Innovators become specialists in the distribution of all these objects for big wholesalers. We have had a turnover of around 37 million euros this year. Distributors have an extremely difficult task. We have big players in the market, such as Samsung and Google. And on the other hand, we have big wholesalers, such as Carrefour, Auchan. And yet our profession is essential. It's about bringing all these products to the shelves. And actually, it's something where we're shut in the short-term viewpoint. And we always focus on margins, and it's extremely frustrating. These objects generally come from Asia, but virtually all of them are manufactured in China. And yet, 30 years, you should remember that in France we had a real savoir-faire in this area. We had brands such as Alcatel and Sagem. They manufactured mobile phones here in France. So why is what was possible in 30 years ago is no longer possible now? So in 2019, we had COP21. We saw young people out in the streets for the climate. And then I also started asking myself questions. I thought we need to think again about this role as distributors. We have a role to play for the planet, us as distributors. Then there was the COVID crisis, and I accelerated this project. I created a brand of accessories in electronic fields, in mobile phone accessories. We want to be manufacturers ourselves. We've become manufacturers. We've created the first eco-responsible accessory brand to show that it's possible. We're talking about chargers, cables, daily objects. And we're going to be going even further by this, not simply by manufacturing accessories, but also by bringing jobs back to France. It may seem crazy to have such products which are mass-produced. It seems crazy to think we can produce them low-cost in France. We've created a mobile phone casing, and it's sold at the same price as a Chinese version. It's a real coup, because it shows that it is possible to bring products back to France, low-cost products, mass-produced products. It's not just something that is the preserve of luxury items. Because we succeeded in this, you should be aware we can really reduce our carbon footprint by doing this. Previously, these mobile phone cases had to come from China, and now we can produce them in China, and we've seen a colossal reduction in our carbon footprint. 1 million of mobile phone cases produced in France since July. So there's a real expectation from consumers on this, and there's a real possibility of bringing production back to France. And it's been possible through a new way of collaborating. We're not necessarily subcontracting. We're working in partnership with factories. We're thinking again about how processes should work. We're trying to increase our productivity levels. And it's also thanks to our clients, our distributors like Bouygues, Orange. They've all understood that they need to support these innovations in products. And they've given us visibility in this, and they've given us economies of scale. Transformation in all of this, and the metamorphosis, of course, is evolving our task as distributors. It's also about rethinking the way we operate. I'm going to share you a book that I've shared with you, Mutual Support. The author explains that you have prejudices in nature. It's the strongest wins out in nature. Survival of the fittest. When animals are threatened by drought or frost, animals support one another more than fighting one another. And that's the message that I wanted to pass on. Let's invent new ways of collaborating as industrialists. Let's not always be out there to compete with one another. Let's not always race to the bottom. We need to work hand in hand alongside one another to create value, to create jobs, and to support our planet. The next challenge, well, the European Commission will be launching the famous universal charge of all electronic products. That's an innovation that we're going to meet. We're going to produce this universal charger in France for all of Europe. Thank you, and let's all cooperate together.